Okay, so then what I can do, bring his arm up a bit. Sorry, just watching my hands. Big breath. Just put that lower back into place, and then I can just use my elbow in some of these spots here. Don't practice that lower back twist. I'll show you that next. And then I can bring his leg up as high as I can. Again, I'm not going too hard, just getting him into it, getting some of that. Maybe a bit more of his anger out of there. What I did before is way looser. Plus, now I can get in there to actually move it. I'll only be able to move the amount that I moved in his leg. And I didn't get a chance to do this here, remember. So he may be ready for that now because he wasn't ready for that before. It was all a bit much for him. But we'll see. He started to relax a little bit. So we'll see. It's not in my control. It's under his, whether he can, and his body. Sometimes we do get these involuntary. What I'm doing here is I'm stretching the leg up because I've given this a bit of a workover. Not completely loosened it. So I wanted to go easy on it. And then I can just go ever so gently through here. And activate that. Obviously tuck his foot in for my own protection. He doesn't kick me in the groin. Yeah. And you can see I'm going quite gentle here. It's so tight in here. Does anybody want to have a feel of that? So you can see I'm not going hard. Just so tight.
Is it similar to what it was?
Yeah. It's a bit better. Before it was just, I couldn't get in there at all.
Yeah.
He would just stop. He's like, no. Or his body would cramp. But now I've got a little window that I can actually get in there.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, so I've just got that little window that I can work at. If I go too much, he's going to tighten up and he's going to kick me or whatever. I've got to actually, you can see I'm actually going quite gentle. What's that?
I'm just checking.
You ran. All right. We'll stay over here.
I can figure they tell you to use your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Take your ear out. So here what I'm doing is I'm just using that and that point there. Again, not too hard because it'll be too much more. Just to start to try and loosen that up. So it's obviously been really locked up there for a while. And now I'm changing it using that. But I'm using that to strengthen just so it doesn't tire me. Whereas on somebody else to get in here, I would use an elbow. But on art that'd be far too much. Even me a very gentle pressure with an elbow, I feel like it's too much. It's just, that's so good. That's just and I'm stretching him up a bit. What's that?
If it wasn't and it was someone you like and you didn't have a relationship like you with art,
Yeah.
would you communicate your own judgment of how they're reacting?
Would I communicate what?
Like your own judgment of how they're reacting?
I would just encourage him and say, yeah, feel free to scream as much as you want, let any anger out. It's really good if that's how you feel. And then it's up to them. But I'm not going to put on this all like, oh, I'm so scared of you if you're angry. I'll be like, don't aim at me, all right?
No,
And let it go. Let it go. I don't want to be in a shit show.
because you do want to be coming out to.
Because some people think, oh, you're as a therapist, you're their punching bag, or you're their, we yell at you. I'm like, well, thank you.
You're going to need to be an experienced practitioner to do what you're doing. was doing that and someone was just telling like that, I think I'm probably doing something wrong. But you obviously know you're not doing something wrong.
That's right.
So it takes experience.
It takes experience.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, the main thing is get as much experience as you can, both giving and receiving, so that you know it's like, you know, like hard effort is just going to feel better. You're going to feel more peaceful. You can hold up shit going. So then you're not scared, because once you've had it done, you're like, well, I don't feel fucking hurt. I feel better. This is a good thing. You know, that simple thing. I don't feel, you know,
You must know just that edge bit, breaking a bone to not.
that's right.
It's become pretty hard these days.
That's why I say, as beginners, err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of moving massage today, you know, unless you're going to do that anymore. So just stick with what you're good at. Unless you've had a bit of experience, you know, and you've what you're doing.
I've worked on a couple of weekends on the Gold Coast that couldn't walk on their knee and done something similar to that,
Yeah.
passive assisted movements, and they could walk again, but they
Yeah.
were like wanting to hit me when I was doing treatment,
Yeah.
and then they got up and just, so yeah,
So you've obviously got quite a bit of experience. How long have you been doing similar sort of work? Or,
3
3 years. Yes.
I had a Dutch masseuse work on me when I was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
She worked similar to, not the same, but similar.
Yeah.
And I'd be on the table like, they would be loose, but I'd be like, and
Yeah.
I'd get up and I'd be able to
Yeah.
So she kind of taught me similar to this.
Yeah. Good. So yeah, you're going to have more confidence than some of the other people. It's all completely new to some people, right?
Yeah.
This is sort of, it's like landing in a foreign country. Spaceship. I thought I read the travel brochure, but it wasn't quite the same. Thought I liked spicy food. So I'm just holding that and moving it so I can get that trap. Not too heavy a pressure.
So you're doing both two bands at the same time?
More, this arm is more moving the leg because I can't move. I want to get it moving because it's so stuck in here. So I want to create some movement while holding the spot. And by moving it, it does stretch the muscle a little bit, so I get it a little bit. It's not about getting it deeper because I can't get it too deep without it being him tightening up against me. Okay? That is what I call a 10. When he goes, or cramp, that's a 10. You can't let me do it anymore. I'm hitting a 10 here, and that's not because I'm using heavy pressure. I'm using very gentle pressure, and I'm getting it. So that's what I'm saying. And he's sitting with me. So that's what 10 is. No point working, so I'm working under that. So here, working very gentle. Usually this can't handle as much pressure as this. You can see how heavy a pressure I was getting into on this band with my elbow down here. It was pushing them. I was working it quite hard here, but I'm not here. And that's common. This area is far more sensitive. But just patiently persevering with that, working within his threshold, you know. And then, yes, I can start to work a few, you know, other bands just to give them a little rest as they're coming up here as well. Anybody want to have a feel of this? Some people might call that tight. Play like a musical instrument with that one. He probably sings along good. Yeah. Definitely, I think we get some punk rock kind of songs out of him singing some punk rock stuff in here. So I can trace that down and go, where is that? Oh, that's still that.
And that's the one related to sciatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they say it
That's
on
right.
top of the carpet.
Yeah.
So,
So as I say, to free him up completely is going to take a bit of time. And it's also just, it's not just time, it's like how much can he handle, you know? How much can I handle? How much can he handle? And obviously, you know, for the pathetic spectators as well, you know, it's like your first visit to the Coliseum. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we won't let audience even buy this.
But our pain threshold is pretty high from what you know.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, he's got it.
Depends where.
Yeah, it depends where. But it's not that it's painful. It's so tiny. Like even feel this one. I feel that one. And feel how tight it is here. It's so. It's not that it's pain threshold, but it's just he's really trying to compete in that whole like how much tension can go in. You know, how fucked up can you get for it? You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's sort of aiming the wrong competition on stage there. Which a lot of us do. But he's just very tight. But he's certainly got a pain threshold I can work with. I can still get stuff done. You can see even on in here, I can get in there a bit. He's not completely whipping me out or anything. But you know, he has his limits, as we all do. So we just work with him. And those limits can change from day to day. Like I have a fairly high pain threshold. But it depends on that. And it depends on how much stress I'm under. So I'm just coming back. And again, I'm not thinking about what band is this and what it's called. All I'm going is, this is fucking light. Where's it coming from? That's how I sharing my thoughts with you guys, you know what I mean? Quite a sophisticated intellectual thinker. And I keep coming back and I'm like, yeah, there's still more coming in here. So sometimes I might, like that first thing I might have gotten 50% out of the toe, 30% out of the toe, whatever. I got a certain percent out. But now I'm coming back and I'm going, it still isn't shifting completely. It's shifted a bit, but it's not gone completely. I can either go, well, that's enough for this session, come back in again, or we'll keep working and get another layer out next time. Or if I got a bit more energy, or if he's booked in, it depends on your timing, if you're booking in people, how long he's booked in for, I can go, let's get a bit more out. And that's the case I come to this part of his toe here, and I move his toe, because it feels like there's still something in there. But it could also be that art comes to a stage where that's enough for today. People get to a point where it's draining, I've had enough, you know, and I'll come back in a few days. But how are you feeling, Art? You seem like you're still enthusiastic. That's my impression. Is that true?
Just that area is getting to the tender point.
Yeah.
It's just
Overwork for this session, kind of thing. How about in here? Oh yeah, because even your whole ankle area in here is very crazy. So it takes time. It took him time to get this tight, but it'll take time to release it. That's why I say don't think about one treatment wonders. Think about the long-term treatment plan. How are we going to get this person from being completely fucked up, or just mildly fucked up, or whatever it is, right? A disaster zone, to being kind of semi-human, you know, in touch with themselves and a happy person.
So when was the last time they after you had your hip work on this person?
like this intense.
2012?
Too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were working with the city center there, right? Did I work with
Why I think you're going to.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's just-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Definitely worked with pretty hard. Yeah. That's 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, few relationships. Immigration.
Yeah.
Stuff that had to do. Plus getting older. Stressful. All right, so I just keep going a little bit more, see what I can get rid of, and then I'm just thinking, you know, I could finish it basically at any stage and then come back and work more later. Either when I'm tired or he's tired, or I've run out of time. I've put him in for a certain period of time.
What is the longest treatment?
That we would do generally speaking,
You would do like
these days, 3 hours.
3 hours a day.
Then I'm tired. I have done longer. I did an 8-hour one with a small lunch break on one of my teachers in England. That was about 10 years ago. She said she didn't know who she was after. I freed so much up, and she was just like, it took her a while to integrate who she free up, because obviously you got that tingling in that arm. So when I'm working both,
Like the,
yeah. I use a towel if somebody's had stuff going on in their hands so that I don't pick it up, and then I'll finish off with a face massage. You warm enough? Yeah. So because I pushed a lot of energy to his head, I would then actually do a head massage through a towel so that I don't pick it up. That's what I've learned over years. I won't do like a full demonstration, so I'm going to show you guys this properly, and I'll do it without a towel. But if I massaged it without a towel, then I'll be like a sponge for all of that stuff. But what I would do is I always start with the eyebrows and the third eye area. And again, even now, like as soon as I'm picking up that energy, just slip it off. Depends on the person. Right now, I just want to clear off some of the energy, so I'm going quite light. Otherwise, people can feel like headachy when you've done like one limb and pushed it all up to their head, or they can feel dizzy. People can get like, I've had a lot of people get where they get involuntary shaking of their lips or their facial muscles or their eyebrows or their eyelids. That's all the energy that's come to their head. So
I guess you want it to be more calming, reassuring to finish with.
just to calm him down, yeah, that's right. And so that he doesn't feel like, well, otherwise we could stir things up, but we've moved him from his feet to his head. I'd rather than all get out. And now this is one other way to get it out. I'm actually absorbing it through the towel. And then I pick up with my fingers, I'm flicking it. So the stuff that wasn't able to be processed through his breath, that's one more way I can get it out. As I say, I'll show you all these techniques. Like I call this the hot iron rod through the head. It's a powerful one to go right into the brain. Yeah, practice this. And of course, he's got a very tight jaw, so you get into his jaw a little bit. Usually with people with repressed anger as well, they tighten their jaw. It's kind of like with repression of anger, you clench your jaw as if you're not going to speak what you really think. Okay? And so that's quite common. A lot of people get things like grinding of the teeth at night. Some people like to grind their teeth away because their jaws are so tight. Yeah, and there's usually, anxiety is often a combination of different emotions as well. A lot of it's just, I can't be who I want to be, and I can't express what I really feel, and I'm disempowered. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just holding with the temporomandibular joint here, energy in there. And then I also like to finish up with just a little bit more of that assisted belly breathing. So you can see he looks long. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's and then you go off into a nice little roll. Maybe they have more memories or something really deep into the state. So with a full treatment, I'd start with a head massage, I'd start with assisted breathing, then go into either, you know, 1 limb, 2 limbs, 4 limbs, however much time I got, how much work needs to be done. If it's a first treatment, I usually show people on every limb and the back, and just to show people. Most of the time I'm doing more showing, making sure, hey, this is your tension, you want to get rid of it. You know, that's what we do. And then later, once I have